You're doing a benefit tomorrow at Caroline's.
Caroline's, yeah.
For
New York.
For PlayStation 3? That's crazy.
It's my daughter's school, public school 3.
What the hell's wrong with
You're giving back.
What's wrong with your kid's school?
All the money's going away.
Really?
Yeah. No, the city's cutting all the budgets.
Oh, that's true.
Wow, that's a nice thing of you.
Well, it's my kid's school.
All right, it's a little selfish.
If I had no child in the school, I would throw rocks at it.
Yeah.
just to be mean because it's funny. I couldn't care less about someone else's stupid, ugly child and his education.
See their awful drawings knocked out of the window?
Yeah, exactly. No, and I've earmarked the money for just my daughter's care. No other child is allowed to access a penny of it.
She has a brand new computer. They're eating dust mites.
Yeah, exactly. She's being taught by a Harvard professor, just one-on-one in the classroom.
Hey, do you go to, like, your daughter's stuff at school, like recitals and...
Well, it's not, you don't go to enjoy the show. I mean, it's really narcissistic, stupid parents that shouldn't have had kids.
Yeah.
That hope their kids are good at something.
Good.
That's not why you go. You don't go because like, oh, my kid has maybe gifted at singing. No, your kid stinks.
Welcome.
But you're making your kid feel good by going. That's why you go.
Yeah, that's why you go, so they could look out and go, where?
If it's not your kid, you shouldn't bring other grown-ups and make them go because it's a support thing. It's not.
No.
It's not for the. But I go with my daughter on trips with the school.
Oh, the field trip.
Oh, okay.
On field trips, I'll chaperone,
Mm-hmm.
and I go sometimes, and I volunteer for lunch recess, because that's a mess. There's nobody there doing it.
Right.
So the
Recess,
kids don't get to. They get 10 minutes to eat and 20 minutes to play, and that's it. They're back.
Every day.
It's too crowded.
Back into their cells.
Yeah, it really is like a prison cafeteria. But I went on a trip once to the Botanical Gardens in the Bronx with my kids.
Boarfest.
Yeah.
Holy plants.
Exactly.
Holy plants.
That's going to hold a bunch of first graders' attention.
Yeah.
But so we go up there, and we're on a school bus. And it kind of gave me an insight into how the system works, because the school bus, I think of it as like it's the school's bus company.
Uh-huh.
These people drive school buses for the school. It's just a bus that the teacher called in, a yellow bus driven by some idiot. I mean, it's like, so we get on the bus, and the guy turns to me. I'm the first parent behind him, and he goes, do you know how to get there? I'm like,
what?
Yeah, he asked me, do you know how to get there? I'm like, no. And he goes, can you find out how to get there? So we're in the West Village.
I never remember stuff like this when I was.
Yeah, so I call up on my phone. I say, just go to the Bronx. We're going to the Bronx. So we're on the West Side Highway, and I call the lady. I call the Bronx Botanical Gardens, and I go, hi, I'm in a school bus full of children on the West Side Highway. I need to know how to get to you. And the lady says, you can't take a school bus on the West Side Highway. That's illegal. And I say this is a true story. I say this to the parent next to me, and she goes, yeah, this is not okay. This is really bad. And it occurs to me, I've never seen any large vehicle on the West Side Highway.
Now that you mention
it. And when it gets up into the Bronx, it's twisty and turny, and it's not okay. And you're forced into a high speed of traffic because it's crazy.
Yeah.
And so we go under an underpass, and I swear to God, we scrape the top of the bus. The whole bus goes and shakes. And I swear to God, the bus driver yells, "Oh,
Yeah.
Oh crap!"
What you yell when that happens?
Yeah. And then the rest of the underpasses, he kind of ducks his own head down, really, like he kind of crouches.
And so the arch in the middle, it's a little higher.
But we got up there, and nobody. I brought waters. I asked the teacher, like, should I get a bunch of bottles of water? And she's like, I guess. And I thought, well, that's because I'm like over parenting. No, it's because she just didn't care if people drank water.
Unbelievable.
And nobody brought sunblock. A lot of kids died. It was really, was like.
That just sounds like abuse. Yeah, what the hell?
It was a disaster. But you know what? The kids, we packed these kids, these heated, it was like summertime, these sweltering hot kids, unfed, into a little tiny classroom. They take you to these beautiful places, and then pack you into a classroom, and you have to listen to somebody.
Oh,
but
God.
the woman showed them how a seed becomes a plant.
Yeah.
Totally riveted audience.
Oh, really?
Totally fascinated.
She was killing.
Yeah, she was killing. I learned a lot.
About how plants grow.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that an apple
boring.
is food for the seeds inside of it. I thought it.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either, nor do I care now that I do. I hate apples even more now.
But I used to like having my mommy go on there because I was such a mommy's boy, crybaby, little wimpy girl. I was. And I used to make her dress up like a whore. Like, I really used to make her dress up like a whore.
What do you mean you made her dress up?
She worked in, like, nightclubs. She was a go-go dancer and stuff like that. I'd go, like, could you wear those the knee-high boots and the red
So
patent
weird.
leather mini skirt? And could you put your hair in pigtails? And all the, like, kids would be like, oh, your mom is so pretty. and I felt like good. Like, I felt all good. And we went to go see You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown at Radio City Music Hall. And Mom was a field mother, and she wakes up that morning. We're supposed to leave. And she goes, Anthony, I'm so sick. I'm so sorry. I can't go. I start crying. And she's like, all right, I'll do something. So she's swigging Pepto-Bismol. She was hung over to the point where she's puking. She got a horrible hangover. Now she's got to get on some diesel-y bus, dressed like a slut.
With her daughter's son.
Yeah, with her crying daughter, son, her boy girls. So when she said she couldn't make it, I was just,
Well, most people end up screwed up because they were molested by their parents, but you're screwed up because you molested your
I
parents.
was trying to molest my parents.
It's totally opposite.
Yeah. I was trying to molest my mom at the time, I guess.
Wow.
Dressing her up.
I started going to the trips with my kid because the teacher asked me to, because they'd go to a show, and my daughter can't take a show. She gets really upset.
Why?
At drama. She gets really, really upset.
Where does that come from, you think?
I don't know. She takes things really to heart. She's very sensitive. So
How old?
She's 7 now. But
takes
it's been like that her
it-
whole life. Like when she was 3, I showed her a Charlie Chaplin movie, Hard Times. And she loved watching him fall down. It was fun.
Yeah.
And then there's this scene where him and this other, he's poor in the
Little
movie.
violin music starts.
Yeah, it's really sad. And him and this poor girl.
It's not like he had an expressive face.
No. He and this poor girl break into a department store and start playing husband and wife in the department store. And she says, "Are they married?" And I'm like, "Well, they're pretending they're married." She thinks that's so cool. And then the cops come and they arrest him.
Oh, no.
And she just starts bawling. She was so sad.
I find that hysterical. Kids are stupid.
No, she's so sad for their lives being broken up. He's going to jail. And also, she's also sad for America in the Depression. Like, that's the...
Wow.
Like, she just felt all of that.
That kid's too perceptive.
Yeah, she knows too many things.
Maybe she's sad. Maybe she said her dad didn't bring home some cartoons and instead indulging his own whimsy with a Chaplin film.
That's absolutely right, Jim.
Whimsy.
The teacher asked me to go to trips because she would always scream and run out of the room when stuff happened in these shows.
People are saying
so
she
I come along.
cried less than me, though.
Yeah. Well, I used to try to talk her out. Like, we went to a show once with these little puppets, and it was a moment that was really a little over the top. Like, they overdid it. Some puppet goes, "Ooh, those look like rubies." "Oh, no, it's a dragon's eyes!" And the puppet starts screaming and gets eaten. And my daughter, the scream that she let out with her, like, hands over her ears...
Oh, no.
is something I'll never forget. I'll never forget
Jesus.
it. It is the most frightening sound it was the sound of somebody being killed.
Really?
And so I dragged her out. And
Beat the crap out
we're
of the guy.
outside, just start hitting her. I don't know. I just wasn't thinking. I was just hitting.
Who thought it was okay that a kid could see something like that?
I don't know. I mean, the other kids are like bored because they play, PlayStation.
Yeah.
So they kill hookers on their TV all day.
So they can handle something like that.
Dragon, right.
Blue's a good father.
I'm all right.
So wait, what happened?
Oh, so I took her outside, and I feel like I felt at the time that my job as a father is to break her of these fears. And I'm saying, look, if you're going to be able to enjoy some things, this isn't fear. This is about being thrilled. And she goes, but she argued forcibly and just said, "No, I don't like being scared. When somebody scares me, I get mad. I don't like it. I don't like when they do something scary without telling you it's going to be scary. And I don't see why anybody would want to feel that way." Like, she made such a case that I was
Right
like,
in the middle of her
I got
doing
to
that,
respect this, you
You
know?
should have just went,
Yeah. Don't look behind you.
All right, listen, we got to take a quick break. Louis
God,
C.K.
that's something. What a perceptive kid, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's really smart.
It's